Alright, now let's look at this example. Now this example is example 4, page 102, where this one is involving the exponential function. So if you are given 2 power yx plus by cotangent y minus by x equivalent to 3y, and they ask you to find dy over by dx. Okay, again, first thing first, you have to write your differentiate with respect to x for both the left hand side and right hand side. So 2yx. Now, I can just straight away differentiate it term by term. So this is the first term, second term, differentiate with respect to x for cotangent 1 minus by x equivalent to differentiate your 3y with respect to x. Okay, now let's look at the first term. Now this first term, these are the part that involving the exponent, and this one is a product of 2 power of y multiplied by x. So you have to use the product rule. Again, product rule says that if you have u v prime equivalent to u prime v plus by v prime u. So which one you want to name it as u and v is up to you. But let's say this 2y is your u. So differentiate u will be having 2y, alright, now ln 2 using the formula of exponential. Okay, then because this is with respect to x and this is you differentiate with respect to y, you have to write your multiply by dy over by dx. Okay, subtle. Then multiply by the whole thing with your v, which is your x. Alright, so settle the first thing. Now the second term, which is this term for v prime u, so plus by, so your v prime over here is just simply differentiate of x, you're gonna get 1, then multiply by your u is simply 2 power y. So settle for the x, settle for the 2y. Okay, then the second term. Second term have a trigo function, cotangent, and this trigo function you're gonna have to use the chain rule because your inner function inside here, your inner function here is another function of 1 minus by x, so be very careful. So the first term, if you differentiate your cotangent here, you're gonna get this whole thing equivalent to negative cosecant square 1 minus by x, your inner function. Alright, multiply by, this one is a chain rule, your inner function is 1 over by x, so 1 over by x, if you differentiate this, you will get, differentiate 1 will give you 0, differentiate minus x will give you minus 1. Right, then close the big bracket. Okay, then so settle for this, settle cotangent, settle for 1 minus by x. Now the last part is you have to differentiate your right hand side. So differentiate 3y will give you implicit function. So differentiate 3y, you got 3. Then you have to multiply by dy over by dx again because you differentiate with respect to x. Alright, so settle for everything, the left hand side and right hand side. What you need to do is you have to collect the term that has the dy over by dx. So this is the first term and the second term is your right hand side. So collect together and try to factorize straight away. So if you collect and factorize, what you're going to have is dy over by dx. Right, for the first term that you have is it will be having is actually you can multiply straight away on the front x 2 power y ln 2. So settle this. Right, now the second term is 3 dy, but 3 is on your right hand side, so you have to minus by 3. Close your bracket. Alright, so you collect and factorize together. Okay, then what's left is these terms. So what you can do with this is you bring to your right hand side. So equivalent to, now if it is plus, you're gonna get minus 2 power y. Right? Now, negative and negative, you're going to get a positive. So, positive, bring to the other side, you're going to get minus by cosecant square 1 minus by x. Alright? So, settle for that one. After that, simply simplify. It's just an algebra. Make your dy dx as a subject, which is going to give you negative 2 power y minus by cosecant square 1 minus by x over by, this whole thing will be x power of 2y ln 2 minus by 3. Okay, now if you want to simplify again, you can actually factor out this negative and you substitute at your denominator, which is gonna give you 2y plus by cosecant squared 1 minus by x over by, alright, since you factor out the negative, you got both positive. So this negative, you substitute into the denominator part. So this positive will give you negative. This negative will give you positive. So you have 3 minus by x2 to the power of y ln 2. Alright? So settle.